Recently, French African countries have been rising against France and the grip it has on their nations. Just recently, Mali decided to drop French as it declared that it is no longer its official language. Not long after that, Vladimir Putin invited African nations, especially those under France's thumb. These countries all said enough is enough. They asked themselves, how can our countries be so resource-rich, yet we are so poor? Currently, there is a coup in Niger, which most of the citizens are in support. The military has ousted the government of President Mohamed Bazoum. Some of the ECOWAS nations condemn this act, and has given Niger's military a 7-day request to restore the ousted president. The new military government doesn't seem bothered. The very first thing the new government did was ban the export of their uranium and gold to France, as they believed they are being exploited by France while their people suffer. This will be a lot of problem for France, as 1/3 of the homes in France are powered by uranium from Niger. Can you imagine that? Almost your whole country is powered by another country, yet that same country is the second poorest country in the world. It doesn't just end there. Over 80% of homes in Niger lack access to electricity, while France enjoys this. Gold is obviously one of the most precious metals in the world. Every country wants to accumulate as much gold as possible. The more gold you have, bigger your GDP and the richer your country. France gets all its gold from the African countries it ruled, including Niger, and now Niger just banned its source of power and its source of money. Do you think Niger did the right thing? Let us know what you think in the comments. This has made France angry, and President Macron gave them some warnings. France actually warns Niger that it would retaliate if its interest in the region is threatened, especially as protesters threaten to attack the French embassy in Niamey. The French president emphasized that he wouldn't take or tolerate any aggression against his country or its interests, and by interest I'm sure he is referring to uranium and gold. Protesters could be seen burning the flags of France and shouting "Down with France" as they supported the coup. Niger actually the 5th largest producer of uranium in the entire world. About 25% of uranium that entered the European Union in 2021 came from Niger, but they can't boast of power in their own country. As a result, over 60% of the population of Niger lives below the poverty line. In 2009 alone, a study ran by the Extraction Industry Transparency Initiative showed that French company Areva extracted uranium of over $4.8 billion, which is almost 1/3 of Niger's GDP today, but they only paid about $1 billion as royalty to Niger. That is outrageous. This has instilled anger in the hearts of the people of Niger, who also see it as them being exploited by France and the corrupt politicians they consider as puppets of France. It would be important to note that over 1,000 French troops have been stationed in Niger, especially in the capital city Niamey. What do you think of this decision by Niger to ban the export of its gold and uranium to France? Let us know in the comments.